Happy New Year, y'all. My name is Carl Jean-Baptiste.
I'm Victoria Joy.
And I'm Greg Jean-Baptiste.
And we welcome you to the Sugar Coated Podcast. So, y'all, why should they listen to us? What is the point of this? What is the Sugar Coated Podcast? Let's dive into that.
Well, how we want to describe it, we want to describe it as something where we're basically unwrapping the sweet and spicy sides of pop culture, life stories, laughs. We want to tune in for fun vibes and real talks and everything in between,
Yeah. I mean, that's a simple way to put it, but when we say pop culture, we're going to dive into pop culture. We're going to talk about everything, from music, from things trending, the crazy stories, because you're going to have what?
Reddit stories.
Oh yeah, we can't wait for those Reddit stories. But also, we're gonna have guests come in, whether that's our close friends, our best friends, just some professionals, family members, just a little bit about us and to introduce to y'all. And hey, we might be featuring some fans too. You know what I mean? Bring some fans on, but also, most importantly, like just the point of the Sugar Coated Podcast is every episode. We want to give you a takeaway, the sweet, the sugar in it, There should be a message or a lesson from each one of those episodes.
But don't get it twisted though, although we're going to be providing some sugar, we're not going to be sugarcoating anything.
No, we won't. We're going to talk about it all. And yeah, and also we'll bring in like professionals. When we say professionals, meaning obviously outside of here, we all got our professional life. We have a lot of connections, from the healthcare, from music, from the arts, from just different things we can dive into. Like when we start talking about financial literacy, we talk about, all those things. Like I already said, healthcare and things like that. Those things are important. Let's get to know us. Well, actually, before they get to know us, like, why did we want to start a podcast this year? 2025 podcast. Why another podcast?
Yeah, I mean, for us, I feel like it's been like we've been thinking of all these ideas, and it's a new year, it's 2025. It's the 1st of January. We want to start something. We want to do something. Mm-hmm. We always talk about we have so many ideas, so many business plans. We want to get in the gym. We want to get our mind and body right, but we never actually do it. We just leave it as ideas.
Yeah, we just talk about it.
We talk about it, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people out there too, not just us, but other people, we're consumers. We're consumers, and we're not creating anything. Right. So I've been saying this a lot, but we want to come from consumers to creators.
Exactly. How many times we're like sitting or watching something like, yo, we should start this. Yeah, we should do this, but we never do it. You know what I mean? Or like, either we have the same idea as somebody else out there, or like, there's a brand new show out. It's like it's hot. Everybody's talking about it. Like, yo, let's talk about it. We're all talking about the same thing. Or let's go in the comments. But this is the space for it. We want to create that.
There's many instances where we're like watching something and we're like, damn, didn't we just talk about that? Like we wanted to do that ourselves.
But somebody else took the action and did it.
Yeah. So it's like it's time that we turn a new leaf, do something
for sure
and get into action. I feel like we're actually setting things into motion. It's time that we got it done.
Most definitely. But also, like I said, we want you to get to know us. Get to know us a little bit about ourselves, which you'll get the chance to throughout this journey. This is a big journey. 2025, a new journey with this podcast. And I promise y'all, there's some good things await. You know what I mean? But get to know us. So for me, first, a little bit about myself, background. I just finished my master's last year. Praise God for that. My master's in human performance and exercise physiology. Currently, I am working as a clinical exercise physiologist in a cardiology office. So I am, getting to help a lot of people, which has always been one of my goals, to help people. And yeah, it's great. And besides that, I am very passionate in the arts. I love the arts, acting, modeling, film, all that stuff. So I'm into that a little bit. You get to know a little bit more about that side. And your boy is an aspiring entrepreneur, I could say, right?
Yes, sir.
And I am in store processing. I just started my journey. And I also am a singer-songwriter and a part of the praise and worship team at NEP House of Praise.
Yes, sir. I guess for me, I'm also a young, aspiring entrepreneur. I'm a student as well in college, learning business. with a concentration in finance. So hopefully you hear a little bit about finance talks and financial literacy talks with the podcast as well. I'm also a real estate agent. So
Yes,
as
sir.
of September 2024, like I said, trying to get things done, trying to turn a whole new leaf. I'm a real estate agent, a realtor with Realty One Group. So if you ever do need any real estate advice, I am here and I'm working. So
Yeah,
reach out.
We're gonna talk about it for sure. We're gonna talk about it, and also you get to keep up with us, with our pages, our social media, So in a second, I'll have Victoria list kind of all of our, our social medias, our IG, our TikTok, our YouTube. You get to keep up with us, keep up with the new stuff, the episodes, the behind the scenes, the little bloopers, you know what I mean? And diving into all that stuff, because that's one way you can stay in touch with us. Share your perspective. You get to hear from us. Yeah, comments.
Email us.
Email
stories as well too if you want.
So she'll put that up, and we can share that with y'all. And you can keep up with our IGs as well. So yeah, that's for sure. The goal. And yeah, and it's a new year. These days, I bet the funny thing that I keep remembering every time we talk about New Year is how on Instagram or TikTok, wherever you see all those memes about everybody's gonna be flooding the gym, and all that stuff. So I keep thinking about that. Yeah, New Year's. Do you all have some New Year resolution? Are you guys part of that? The New Year people that's gonna be flooding the gym.
I will be hitting the gym this
There
year.
you go. Yeah.
And we hope it's not just for the January, it's for the whole year.
Right.
Consistent,
Right.
actually complete our goals.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
let's talk about some New Year resolution. Y'all got some New Year resolution?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the gym. And I've been in the gym for mad long. Sometimes I feel like I look the same. I'm like, dang.
Man.
But
That's the beauty of it. You don't see it till you stick with it. Yeah.
Consistency is key, man. Don't think you go a few days and stop and that's it. Nah, come on, you gotta keep going, man. And that's what we talk about this new year, man. All those people that we're gonna be seeing. I'm gonna start. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start keeping track of those people. I'm like, I remember you. All right, let's see if you come back. 2 months from now, let's see if you come back.
Give me a second. We'll be waiting for you.
But I guess I'll go first. I mean, New Year resolution. I mean, I don't want to say New Year resolution. I feel like I'm gonna keep that same train going. Just grinding. Keep loving the family, friends. Keep growing. Whether that's financially, take care of the health. Staying active, of course. Watch how we, the things we eat. All those things are important, man. As much as sometimes it's hard, but hey, it's like an investment in yourself. You know what I mean? Invest in yourself. Seeing yourself years down the line, being ready to build a family, those things are important now. So I think that's my, I won't say New Year resolution, I'll say my goal is just to keep going, you know what I mean? Same track, do better, keep pushing it, keep grinding, going. Whether that's grow spiritually, mentally, physically. That's me right now. That's what I can think of.
I would say for me, this year I want to not be stagnant and just continue to see myself grow and take faith steps, because sometimes you get too scared, you hold yourself back, and from just speaking and just overthinking things. So that would be my goal for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my New Year resolutions are to grow in my faith. One, I think that's the most important step before getting into anything else, because that's the centerpiece of everything, right? And then two, get going with my education, get further with my education. I have an internship coming up.
Yes, sir.
That I'm proud to say that yes, sir. Proud to say that I got. Also, I got real estate that I'm trying to get going as well. I'm a realtor. I want to get my business, my branding going, start selling some houses. I want to make sure to at least hit my goals this year. Get leads, grow them into closings, and do all that. So I have a lot of goals. I want to get my business going. I want to get this podcast going. We want to get this podcast going. So it's there's a lot of goals that we have, and we don't want to say that it's New Year's resolutions anymore, honestly, because I feel like a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I have New Year resolutions," and then they fall through. So I guess a little bit of what I want to share today is SMART goals. That's something I've been sharing with a lot of people at school recently. But most importantly, myself, I feel like once I started writing down my goals and actually planning it out and making it a step-by-step process, I started to get things done, and it was life-changing for me, you know, like seeing how far I came, and within a matter of months, rather than just saying, oh, I want to do this, but it falls through. So I guess what I want to introduce today is SMART goals. So just to define what a SMART goal is, it's an acronym first. So SMART meaning specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So whatever goals you have this year, whoever's watching, listening, whatever goals you have this year, try to apply some SMART goals into it. So you want to make it specific, so it's not something crazy that you just came out of thin air and be like, oh, I want to be rich, or I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car.
It would be nice though, right?
Although we all dream like that, we all have visions like that, you know, but it's time to actually turn into SMART goals, you know, specific. Oh, by this time, where the time base comes from, I want to get this done and achieve this in order to get to that big dream. So break it down into steps. So I don't know, what you guys think about that?
I think that's good. I mean, obviously a lot of y'all are thinking the same thing. I mean, it's New Year. I bet a lot of everybody is like, oh, this is what I want to do this year. This is what. Well, this is a great way to apply that. You know, make it simple. I remember a lot of individuals that made things happen. They say, yo, you got to write things down to make it, to make it a goal. Don't just say it. Write it down, turn it into a goal, and take action. So I think it was good, yeah. So.
But this also like gives you the step by step, like,
Sure.
okay, yes, you have a goal, one, that's good, but then how do you reach that goal? So you have the steps that will help you achieve it.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's where the SMART goals come in handy, right? So for me, I actually started applying it to my life. My brother actually held me accountable. So what we did, we wrote down a couple goals that we wanted to achieve. We made it like specific, time-based, and we hold each other accountable. So we share a note, we write everything down like a checklist, and then once we hit that goal, we check it off, and we hold each other accountable. Like, hey, did you do what you wanted to do that day? Did you hit that mark that you wanted to hit? So I hope that you guys can apply that to yourselves as well. I feel like,
for sure.
Yeah. Recently, the real estate stuff, like passing the real estate exam, was a big thing for me last year, and it was like something like I thought was like hard to overcome. Like, it's like, damn, it's looking into the future, out of reach.
Yeah.
But once I broke it down, I'm like, hey, this is what I gotta do. I gotta study for this amount of time. I gotta dedicate this amount of time to it. And boom, step by step, things started working. And I was in school at that time too, so.
And you'd be surprised, like, because I think we all kind of went through it. Like, I remember myself too in school, like towards the end of the semester, or not even towards the end, kind of midway through the semester, or like at the beginning of the semester. Usually the professors lay out the whole year, like, yeah, there's gonna be 5 exams, this is gonna be, and at first you're probably gonna be like, damn, all of this, like, am I gonna actually make it through that? You know what I mean? And you could blank, and you're like at the end of the semester. But if you were taking your time to knock things out one step at a time, like, okay, I'm gonna do this first, I'm gonna do that first. And once you get there, it's gonna be like, yeah, once I got to graduation, I'm like, bro, just the other day I was just stressing. I'm like, what the, you know what I mean? And now it's like, yeah, so sometimes at first it appears impossible, it appears challenging, but you can do it. Just gotta take action, take your time. Which kind of brings me to this, what we'll do is try to bring some research too, to apply to everything we try to bring. So this little poll I saw, that it's a poll of 2,000 adults, it found that 49% love the idea of being their own boss. And yeah, we all. And with 45% becoming more determined to start their own business since the start of COVID-19. So a lot of individuals, like, we love the idea of trying to be our own boss, but however, while 63% have a business idea they think that could work well, they have that idea, they know, like, oh, it might work well, but they are lacking support and know how to take it to the next level. So a lot of people have ideas, they think it could work, they see that it could work, but they don't know how to find either support, or they think they don't have support to make it happen. But to be honest, there is. There is things out there. We just gotta search, go get it. You know what I mean? And then more than a third, which is 36%, are being held back by fear of failure, while 35% are short on confidence to launch their enterprise. So it's so many different things that kind of hold some people back sometimes. It's like they have the idea, but they don't have resources. They think there's not enough people to support them. Which it's out there. We just gotta, one, ask the people ask people that have done it, you know what I mean? Or don't be afraid to just take a leap and do it, you know what I mean? Leap of faith and do it. And also there's some that they think that if they start, they're gonna fail. And if they fail, either people will laugh at them or something, or they're just afraid to fail. And I feel like there was a time that was one of my fears. I'm like, I'm afraid to fail, but you can't be afraid to fail. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the process.
It's a lesson.
Yeah, that's part of the process I learned from it. Yeah. And there's those group, and there's another group is just lack of confidence. Some people just they don't have that confidence to just take action and go out there. So those are all things that some people are afraid of. That I thought that was interesting, that poll, to kind of break down those categories. I mean, I feel like a lot of us have fallen into that. What do y'all think? You know what I mean?
Most definitely. I feel like growing, when you're maturing, turning into adults, like you're trying to figure out how to tackle this so-called life, and you don't really know where to start, how to be successful at it, but reality is like, to be successful, you gotta learn from your mistakes. You gotta grab all the knowledge out there and try things. Once you start trying things, that's when progress will be made. And you may fall, you may stumble, but the learning part is what's gonna help you grow and get to the next level. And don't forget to not quit. I mean, that's how it is. That's how life is.
Yeah. No, that's facts. But that's a little takeaway for y'all for that. But also, definitely, like I said, we're gonna share our social media to keep up with new stuff coming out that we'll be dropping for this. So you guys remember our IG, TikTok? Let's share that out with them.
Talk about it tonight. We culture shock and popping left, and we gon' have a good time. Just keep it, gon' keep it, just keep it.
So this Reddit story comes from r/relationship goals. So this is more of a question than a story. It's called Put Together, titled, "Why do people make it seem like the norm to have your stuff put together before getting into a relationship? Why is it not acceptable to work on stuff together?" And I don't mean sticking around in toxic relationships.
I like the question. Repeat it one more time.
Why do people make it seem like the norm to have your stuff put together before getting into a relationship? Why is it not acceptable to work on stuff together? So like before you get into it, but not like toxic. So maybe like not having a job, or maybe money, stuff like that.
I think the toxicity comes from not having your stuff together in some ways. So for example, you don't have to have your life already made and you have everything ready to settle down, but it's more like, if they're missing like an emotional or it's a family issue, like those things will eventually impact the relationship in order for it to not work. So I think that's where it comes into play.
So you think it's like, okay, you think it's should be normal to have your stuff put together basically before getting a relationship?
Not in terms of like being like ready to settle down, but more of like, being whole as a person, like you can be emotionally stable to, I don't know, be in a relationship or I don't know.
I mean, this one is an interesting one. I think you can go both ways. One, yes, I agree with that in terms of you as a whole should be not, you gotta have everything put together to be in a relationship, but it's like that same saying, like, you should be able to take care of yourself or learn to be happy for yourself before you try to take on somebody else, you know what I mean? In that aspect, I get that. Yeah, that person, you can't, I shouldn't have to be coming in a relationship with you all kinds of messed up,
Yeah.
and now it's put on me or it's affecting us. But also, that's not me bashing that person that went through some stuff.
Right.
Maybe yes, you just gotta get some take care of those things first before you kind of trying to be in a relationship. But that's one aspect, and I can easily go into other aspect like these days, especially with media, like trying to make it seem like everybody has to have
There's stuff to
all that everything, like have a great job.
As long as you're
you know what
working on it.
I think
Like,
that's-
if you're not working on it yourself, then
Yeah.
you're not ready to be in a relationship.
True. But also, I would say too is like, what about yourself? Like, some people be expecting somebody else to have everything together, but they don't have it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like that's another way. Like, based on you, where you at, then you can't expect somebody. You know what I mean? If I have like, okay, I can understand that the female that comes like, hey, I make this much, I have this, I have that. I can have an expectation that you should be trying to do this and that and that. But like, if I don't have that, then I'm like, no, you need to have this, you have that, you have that. Then I don't know.
Yeah,
It's,
I feel like a lot of social media is like that nowadays. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are just saying like, oh, I want a man with this, or I want a girl with this,
Mhm.
uh, this ready for me or whatever,
Mhm.
in order to take me out and stuff like that. But in reality, it's like, do you even have that for yourself? Like,
Exactly. Right.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do that for yourself?
Right.
In some aspects too, I feel like there are people out there that can help you, that can like elevate yourself,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So if you are missing something, like there's a piece of you that someone else might be like, once you come together, it's like,
It's gonna
damn,
complete it. Yeah,
this
yeah.
completes me,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and now we're both prospering together.
Yeah.
But if it's more like I'm not whole myself, like I have a lot of issues, I have a lot of like
Mhm.
personal problems, and then you try to like,
Yeah.
hey, this person
Put it on
can
somebody
fix me, or
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
this man can fix me, or this woman can fix me, or heal me.
Mhm.
Like you're just gonna bring your baggage to that relationship.
It would be
That causes more
toxic.
problem, yeah. So I guess it really depends on what the person can like. If
Because
let's
you
just
think
say,
it should be normal to have your stuff. I think it should be normal to have your stuff,
well, that's what we're talking
for the
about.
most part.
That's what we're talking about when we say
Which
stuff.
part? Yeah, what is that?
Mentally,
Okay, so we're talking about mentally, physically. Well, I guess can we say physically? I guess.
but maybe even, I just think you should be working towards it, maybe.
So that's good. That's that. So if they're working on it, that's good. But what I was gonna say is,
Wait.
what does that person can accept? You know what I mean? If let's just say it's me, I'm coming in and I'm meeting this person that has a whole lot of baggage, right? Like they're not ready mentally, or they're dealing with a lot of stuff. They have personal traumas that they've dealt with, and they've expressed that to me. They didn't hide it, and I know it. Am I ready to take that on? If I choose that I'm ready to take that on, then okay, then that's different. That's you. You chose to take that on. You knew about it, then I guess that's cool. But if you're not ready to take that on, or if you're bringing this in a relationship, it's gonna affect that other person. You're not letting them know you have these things. Then I think no, it shouldn't. Like, if I'm not ready to take it on, then I shouldn't be taking it on. If I know about it, no, I can't take it on.
So it should be a norm. And
To try, I guess.
Cause this, am I thinking like, I feel like once you are like, okay, I guess that's communication, right? You're communicating yourself, who you are, what you're going through.
Right.
So if the other person thinks that they can handle that, and eventually it doesn't, at least toxicity, like, yeah, you chose to agree to join with that person. So it's like, even if you're communicating about it too, it's like, damn, like, there's no way to prepare for what may come.
But like you said, I think the trying thing, like, are you trying to deal with it? Because there's a lot of people that know they have that, but they're not willing to take the action to deal with that. So now you have that issue, you know you do, you're not trying to take it, but now it's affecting the relationship. Now we're toxic, we're fighting, or you're cheating, or because you got father issues, or you're not addressing those problems. You know you have them, but you're not seeking to try to resolve them. Then if you know because of those things you're causing problems in our relationship, then that's a problem. Like that's, I don't know if that makes sense.
What do you guys think about the idea of being equally yoked? I feel like a lot of people out there are well, maybe some people out there are looking for someone that's equally yoked.
I think it's very important to be.
But the question is, do they know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the big question. Because I've heard that before. Like, you know what a yoke is? Like yoke, you know, between the not the cows, but it's balance. It helps them balance. It's one on this side, one on that side. They're balanced. So it's all about balance. You know, I feel like people now use it as like a fancy term. Yeah, I'm looking for somebody that's equally yoked. But do you understand what it takes? You got to be able to be able to balance that other individual. But yeah, is that what you mean by it?
I was just throwing it out there. I feel like a lot of, like, I don't know, I've seen it on social media where like people are like, oh, I need somebody that's equally yoked, like, whether it's like, biblically or like spiritually or just somebody that balances them in some sort of aspect. You know?
I mean, I think it's important.
Because it also goes in with like how you want to raise your family. Like you have to be on the same page. If you have somebody who's a Christian and then someone who's an atheist, and then it's gonna be. I've seen that a lot, and it's like
Two different.
heads butting. And
Yeah. No, that's hard.
So I do see like the understanding behind
Yeah,
looking
but
for that.
that's hard. I mean, to have those two different types of individuals coming together and trying to balance. Yeah, I don't see how that works unless you're willing to just dip. Nah, I think it's.
But do you think that ties into the question? Like, somebody who's equally yoked to you is somebody who's, or like, has their stuff together?
but
That's true.
Or if somebody's equally yoked to
well, you can be equally yoked and both like struggling, like you guys both struggling.
That's what I
You
was
both
gonna
broke.
We're both broke.
But you both have the issues,
Yeah.
and y'all coming together to deal with it together.
Yeah.
Both have daddy
So it's not the same, I don't think.
I mean, but yet again, it makes more sense. Balance.
Yeah.
So I'm broke. She got money. We come together. Can we balance it out? I mean, and she's helping me to get my stuff together, or I'm helping her get her stuff together. There's a balance. But if it's like, nah, I'm making more money, you're not making money, we can't, you know, then
Yeah.
is it balance? You know what I mean?
It might
It's a
be.
mindset then. Am I willing to help you get on your feet or be there? If really the real question is, do you want to be helped or do you want to change things? Because like, what was the question? Oh, having myself together, right?
Put
Do you
together.
want yourself put together?
I mean,
So that's the real question, because if you're willing to get yourself again together, put yourself together, then it shouldn't be an issue because you're working towards something. But if you're not, then that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. I mean, I would say, yeah, I want to be put together. I mean, if it's either I'm working on it or this person's gonna help me get myself together, and they're good with that, they're cool with that, that I'm coming in with where I am in life, and they know I'm trying, and they're willing to participate in that, or we're gonna come together to go the extra mile. Then yeah, I'm all in. But also there's people that are self-sabotage. They don't
know
maybe
what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe they do know that they're doing it, or they just don't want to improve, or it's just something that they're not dealing with
Internally.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is a saying that I saw like in a video where it's like aim for something first, right?
Mhm.
For yourself. So like you're going towards something,
Yeah.
and when you see somebody go in that same direction, that's when you introduce yourself.
Interesting.
So when I saw that video, I was like, yeah, that's a good point.
So say it again. So it's aim for something.
So like I forgot how he said it exactly, but he was like, oh, just like be completely yourself, right? Aim for a goal, aim for who you're trying to be. Yeah, I think what he says, who you're trying to be. And once you see somebody trying to aim for the same thing, that's when you introduce yourself. Like, when you're on that path and then you see somebody on that same path and they're like, oh, let me introduce myself.
Yeah, that's what
That's
So find somebody who's on the same path as you, or the path that you want to be on.
Oh, they're going on the right direction, basically.
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
what you think is the right direction. This person is somehow like parallel to you, like they seem to be going ahead of that direction. That's when you're like, hey, let me go introduce myself. This seems like this person is doing what I'm about to do. So is that, I guess that answers the question.
Okay, let's get into the next story. So the next story is from r/2 hot takes. Am I wrong for wanting my girlfriend to get a driving license before she moves in with me? Is the title.
This actually plays into the first question. So
Wait,
let's
so
get into it.
am I wrong for wanting her to get her driver's license before we move in?
She moves in.
Oh,
Before she moved in.
oh. So she didn't have a license before?
No. What do you guys think before we get into the story? Do you think
Oh,
that?
so, there's a story.
Do you
Oh.
think that she should or shouldn't?
Yeah, I mean,
It's up to you. I mean, what you're
But-
willing to accept.
but also to
I'm not
like,
gonna have a girl that doesn't drive.
you better get your license, girl. Like, but no, I mean, I feel like where I automatically go to is like, okay, why didn't you have your license in the first place? Is it, are you from New York? Like you didn't need to drive and you took the train, like.
How old are you?
Yeah, and like, are you scared to drive? Can you drive? Like, do you need to learn to drive?
But this is an issue in the relationship. Is the
But
thing.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Is it something that this person? I don't know.
Because if it wasn't an issue before, like why is he making it an issue now? Like,
Yeah.
am I wrong for something?
Oh, before we
Because
Ah.
I think they were in a relationship prior to.
Right,
Yeah,
before they
it's
moved in.
girlfriend.
That's true.
So it's like,
That's a
oh,
good
we're
point.
moving in together. Now you need to get your license.
Why didn't you say that
Like,
before?
why didn't you say that
Yeah,
before?
that's
Maybe.
true.
Okay, let's see.
That's true.
So my girlfriend, who is 22 years old, doesn't have a driver's license and has been wanting to move in with me. But I made a condition that she can move in with me if she gets her driver's license, as the reason being that I want her to be capable of driving herself to places without relying on me. And once she has a license, we can start looking at cars for her. Unfortunately, she didn't take this well and thinks I'm being an a-hole for setting this condition, that is hurtful, and that if I truly love her, I would have let her move in and take her to work in the meantime until she gets it. When she gets upset, she says things and puts it on my head, such as, this is how I know I love you more, and more than you love me. Because if it was for you, I would do everything and anything for you. But now I have to ask somebody else because my own boyfriend wouldn't do it. Despite all the other good things that I have done for her in the past, as she tried to overshadow everything I have done good for her. The thing here is that she has a lack of motivation of getting it. As every time I brought up to the topic of driving, driver's permit, or license, she easily got triggered as that topic is a sensitive topic. And we would bicker and argue. I feared that if I let her move in, she's gonna drag her feet out, and I'm gonna have to be stuck driving her to work until God knows when. As I have been telling her to get her license for the past several months, and I don't even bother bringing it up sometimes because I know how it can trigger her and we end up arguing. I even came up with a plan of how to help her accelerate and get the license quicker, but I guess she still doesn't see it through my point of view and how beneficial it is to her, that she doesn't have to rely on anyone for rides anymore, and she can go anywhere she wants. Am I the a-hole for setting these conditions on her? Am I being mean and unfair in attacking her? Or am I being valid and right for trying to push her to be better and independent and get one of the important life skills, which is driving, sorry. And there's an edit, but I can tell you that after.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think this ties into the first question. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Should it be normal for you to have your stuff together before being into the relationship?
Yeah, but this, I don't know, man. This is a little bit deeper, because, like, why? She's saying that's her way of showing you love, like.
Yeah, but also one thing that you had said earlier was, oh, why is he just now saying this? But it said here that he's been telling her for months, like it's been a conversation, and he even put out the steps He made the steps first.
For the men trying to get her
It's
license.
like here. This is how you get.
He
You
brought
go to
her.
the DMV.
No, he probably's been like reading her, or showing her how she can
You gotta pass
study,
the test. Oh, my God.
driving, taking her out.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like,
Why don't you want to get your license?
that's usually.
Yeah, he
the-
should ask that. Like,
Usually
what
it's
is
the
the,
opposite.
maybe she's fearful of something. Like, he should ask her why she
Yeah,
does it.
why? Yeah.
What's keeping her?
But usually it's the opposite though. Usually it's in like people in relationships, like they don't want their person to get the license, that their person gonna be driving everywhere. They're trying to keep a leash. On
Yeah.
them, like, like to be dependent
on them. They
you
want
know?
them to be
Yeah.
dependent on them.
But this is kind of like the opposite.
Mhm.
But what did she say though? Like we want to show you that's how you love me more.
Yeah.
If it was you, I would have done everything for you.
That's
You wouldn't
crazy.
have to do like go out and go get. I don't know. I think that's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a valid reason for like
Him to want her to.
maybe like the way he's doing it may be wrong.
That shows that he loves her because he wants to see her succeed and see her grow.
And it helps the relationship,
Or the
right?
brother's just tired of trying to go from picking her up and coming back, bro. Like you kids just drive. We'll get you another car. So
He even said he would.
yeah. So I don't know.
So there's gotta be something on her end that she doesn't want her license.
There's
She
something
doesn't.
about-
She doesn't like
or
driving.
maybe
She
she's
wants-
scared.
Something
She
like.
wants to be a passenger princess.
Do you think? But how would you
You
feel
can
like?
still be a passenger
Would
princess,
you?
have a license.
What would you do in that situation if that was your girlfriend?
I mean, me personally, I think it benefits the relationship, right? So especially if she plans on moving in, I think it helps the relationship. Right? I'm gonna take you to work. I can go to work on time, and you can go to work on time.
Spell's always late for work.
I don't gotta wake up earlier just to drop you off at work. Like maybe I don't know. I don't think there's like a negative thing from it if she does get her license. So like,
It's only
I wouldn't force it, but like
Mhm.
it would help us.
Okay, so would it be a barrier for her to move in with you though? Would you give her that ultimatum basically?
Nah, it wouldn't be ultimate. I don't think her driving makes
She didn't get your license or
Yeah.
you're not together anymore.
But
That's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, I feel like, I don't know. It's like,
love you any less because you can't drive.
but like, what
yeah,
if like,
what if she just never gets it? So she moves
Oh.
in and she doesn't have.
Yes,
maybe.
She's not feeling pushed to get it, so she doesn't. So
if I was in this situation, maybe it would be negative for her not to get her license if it's hurting the relationship, like financially. Like if I can't get to work on time, or if I can't do what I need to do on time, because like I have to make sure that you're
basically
okay.
everything's gonna be revolved around you having to bring her wherever she needs to go.
Like if we need to get groceries and I'm at work, like
You
we
have
can
to
get
go
groceries.
when you get out of work.
I don't know.
Everything's revolved, like so much is gonna be on you.
She gotta take an Uber to get nah.
that's more money. Gotta keep getting her Uber every
I feel
time.
like, yeah,
But I don't know. I think,
maybe it will be
It is an issue.
Yeah, it's gonna impact the relationship.
I think it's gonna impact the relationship, even if it's not. I'm not talking about financially, bro.
Eventually, it's
Like,
gonna be.
we're gonna need to be doing stuff. Like, for example, are we working the same shift?
No.
So if we're working the same shift, first shift, for example, to work early in the morning. So we gotta wake up extra early. I gotta drop you, and I gotta go to my job. Depends on what kind of work I do. Then I gotta come and pick you up. What if you get up? So now, and she talked about getting rights from people. Now I don't like that. They're gonna be dependent on people at work, and there's probably an extra dude at work that you're taking rights from. I wouldn't want you to be doing it. Like, come on, like you gotta run this with Tom at work. That your work husband giving you work. Like no. And now if I can come make it on time, like no, that affects the relationship. Or let's just say we work opposite shift. I work first shift, you work second shift, right? I drop you off, I go to work, but now we don't get to spend time together because now you're at work. What if we want to do little dates or spend time together? All that is getting affected, whether we're thinking financially or not, but I guess, I don't know, man.
I think it does impact the relationship, bro.
We gotta find out
I have
why.
an edit.
I'm starting to
I
not
would
like
ask.
this girl.
I would
I'm
ask.
starting to not like this girl. Like,
I
why
would
does
ask
she
your
wanna
family,
be-
bro. I would ask family. Why didn't your pops teach you how to drive? What's
No,
going
no,
on?
I'm starting to not like her because she clearly doesn't think about the future of the relationship.
Well, what if she's a great girl though?
She could be a great girl and not think about the future of the relationship.
Let's read their edit. So the edit says, I partially blame I partially blame for how she is right now is because of how she was raised and grew up in a very strict household. Her mother was very strict and overprotective and didn't let her do anything. Hence why, because of it, her mother didn't prepare her for success as an adult. Her brother was also affected by it as well and didn't get his license until he was in his 20s.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I mean, I don't think that, like, you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
This is a new step, a new chapter in your life. Like,
But it's not a very, I mean, that's kind of weird, the protectiveness of the parents. Usually if a parent's protective, they would want to make sure she doesn't depend on anybody. You know what I mean? Like, so now, yeah, you're protective of your daughter, you don't want her to drive. Why? I mean, like, what, to be safe on the road? I don't see why you're protecting of driving. Because now that makes her needs to get rides from friends, and so that's not really protective.
Or maybe it's not more like protecting her from driving, but more like they want that control on her.
Like to
So
stay-
where
to
she's
stay
going.
home and
Yeah.
depending on, I guess.
Because then they can control when she's going out, when she's not, and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe.
Maybe, but then the girl needs to go to work while you're gonna give her rides, pick her up. That makes it more trouble. You know what I mean? Then eventually you can't pick it. I guess. I mean, if you're protective parents, you're willing to do that.
but nah, I think I'm starting to be on your side, man. Like,
Okay.
so you're not moving in, like,
But
but
yet again,
like we okay. Let's say I'm at work, I'm running late,
yeah,
like, or stuff is piling up at work or whatever job I'm doing, like,
yeah.
and I can't leave, and you have to be somewhere.
Oh yeah,
what am I
work
gonna
late,
do?
yeah.
What am I gonna do? You know? Now you're just like blaming me because hey, why didn't you get home from work so you could drop me off?
No, babe, I'm gonna ride with Tom at work. Tom is gonna drive me. No.
No, you go to sleep at work tonight.
No, that's what that's an interesting one. I don't know. I think that's just like you said. It trickles back to the home, you know, how she grew up and stuff like that. But that's something you need to address. But I wonder how it was before. Like, when this guy was just good, it was the dating process, picking her up at the house,
Bringing
flowers, but never addressing the whole not driving issue.
He did though. He said he's been.
But then now, bro, you can't be trying to make it a big trouble now. Like, what, 4 years later?
Well, he's just saying.
No, I think he can.
He's
bro.
just saying.
I think he can.
Yeah, he's just saying. All he's saying is, if you want to move in with me,
You
this
get
is what
less.
it's gonna
Okay,
be.
I guess.
I think,
So-
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Because okay, let's say she's still with her parents.
Mhm.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So now that she can't rely on her parents when he's not there,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be living with us, that means you're relying on me.
Right. That's true.
So that means, in order for us to succeed with what our relationship is going towards, like, you need to get your license. Like, so let's be honest. Like, you have to get your stuff in order, just like the first question.
Because what is her plan? Like, she just gets mad when he brings it up. Like, I don't understand why she would get mad if she's not working towards it.
It still don't make no sense. Like, your parents was very protective, but is she like scared behind the wheel, like scared on the road? Like,
It has to be a deeper.
like, yeah, bro, because it makes sense. Like, yeah, my parents are overprotective of me driving, but okay, now that you're not living with your parents, okay, you can pass the test, pass the N test, pass the driving test. Unless there was a fear put in, like getting on the road. Like, you can tell me the reason I'm not getting my license was I was always over. My parents were always. It still don't make no sense. I don't
She's
get it.
fearful or something.
It still doesn't make sense. That's,
But what would
come
your
on.
advice to him be? So what should he do? I think he should, I honestly think that he should have a serious conversation with her and see what is the reason behind her not wanting to get her license or not even wanting to have that conversation. Why is it triggering her? And get to the bottom of that. If she can't have that conversation, then that means one, she's not mature, so she shouldn't be moving in with him regardless. And maybe that's the end of the relationship because
I would say the
That
next.
is a terrible reason to end your relationship.
Right. I would say.
because it's gonna be because it's gonna be other things like
You're talking to a new
Down the
girl,
road.
like, oh, why didn't y'all work out? She didn't want to get a license. That's wild.
you don't think that's grounds for
No,
it?
it makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but I would also say, if that don't work, talk to her parents, bro.
Nah, bro, it's
No,
not.
I would literally, bro, if you really like this girl, one, two, she said she doesn't want to get her license, But she's moving in with you, so that means the parents are cool with her moving in with you. I mean, is she considered an adult now? She makes her own decisions. How do parents feel about her moving in with you?
She's 23, right? Or 22.
That's true.
So if her parents are good, they're not tripping about her moving in with you. Overprotective parents, come on. If they're not tripping, then you
22,
can,
yeah.
then you can talk to the parents and like, okay, you guys are cool with us moving in together. Don't you think it's smart for her to get a license? Y'all need to talk to her about getting her license.
No.
Oh, come on, bro.
No. I don't think it's your job for you to go to her parents to tell her, like, hey.
Yet again.
Hey, do your job, parents.
Yeah, like,
Parents.
I'm not even telling them to do their job. It's more like,
what, you want to ask them? Like,
but I would hope that y'all moving in, you're cool with the parents, you're cool with the family.
I would hope that's the case by now.
Yeah, I would hope that if you're cool with the family, you're able to do shit and like, yo, hey, pops, you know, what do you think why is she not getting her license? You know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, man.
I think you could ask.
Actually, this is the next question. What if you were her dad? That's the next thing.
No. Before we go into that, I think let me think. Give him advice of what
would you
he
do?
should do. So first of all, you could ask. Yeah, you could ask the parents. You could sit down with her, have a serious talk, and be like, hey, why don't you want to get your license? Like, I think it's beneficial for both of us, and show that she's still loved, because she's been attacking you all this time, saying that, oh, you don't love me. Like, if it was you, I would do all these things for you. But explain to her why, and if she doesn't understand that, then it's like, damn, all right, it might have to be an ultimatum at that point. It's like,
But like he said, he's been trying to have a
so it's
conversation.
a recurring thing. It's not clicking.
It's like she's stubborn, she don't want to do it, she plays the you don't love me game on him.
It's
And
manipulative.
so talk to the folks if it's
Bro,
you gotta talk to the folks, bro. If you really like this girl, you really want to make this
above and beyond.
I mean, you gotta get to the bottom of it. Where are we gonna get to the bottom of it? She ain't saying nothing. She don't want to do it, bro. I gotta find an answer why this girl don't want to get her license. I would actually want to find out just for fun, even if I'm not gonna stay in the relationship. No, for real. I gotta be able to give the next girl an answer why she don't want to give her license. Because I'm sitting in like the next day.
I don't really care that much of why she does that. I'm not gonna be with her anyway, but I just want to know.
On this one, we're not gonna work out. I mean, we try over and over.
She doesn't want to get a license, so I just want to know, just for my sake, you know,
Yeah, bro.
just for my sake.
Is she scared? Like, because I want to be sitting, I'm talking to the guys, I'm talking to somebody else. Like, yo, what did that girl you were talking to? Man, she didn't want to get a license. Oh, really? Why? I don't know. Like, but really?
You want to know why?
Yeah, I want to know why. Like, for my sake, I'm like, damn, really didn't work out because she didn't want to. But why?
That's a red flag.
So what if,
I guess that's what she
okay,
said.
so what
There's so many
if,
red flags right there.
say, what if the reason why she doesn't want to get her license is because she got in a car accident when she was a kid, and now she's just scared, like she's traumatized. She needs to go to therapy, right?
You shouldn't be
So-
driving if you don't have a license.
Wait.
No, I'm saying, not her driving, like she is in the
Oh,
car.
somebody else is
Yes.
Because I was about to say, you shouldn't be driving.
That's why. You should be
I said
there.
yes.
You got a
Maybe
license?
she was good.
But nah, I mean, I don't.
That's,
Yeah.
But why
Because
would
there are
they
some
want
people like
to?
that.
Shoot. But why wouldn't they want to talk about it though? Like,
Maybe go to therapy and then.
then that's already another question though. Like, then you guys are not good to be moving in. If you're not, I don't think somebody should be moving in a relationship if you can't even have a conversation with your significant other. Your significant other trusts you enough to talk about, I've gotten in a, we all have a conversation like, I've gotten into an accident before. You know what I mean?
He would know.
An accident before? Or like, you should be seeing signs when I'm driving and you're the passenger princess. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I feel like if that's the case, then it should have been you're not ready to move in if you can't communicate. So she should be able to.
Yet again,
So many red
talk to
flags.
the folks. Talk to the folks. They were in an accident, right? You said she was a kid and the parents got into an accident.
That's just
Why don't you
that's just the theory, like
To talk to the parents. What do
No,
you have
no.
against parents?
No, I don't have anything against that. Like, you can ask them, but it's not your you shouldn't need to do that.
You
I
shouldn't,
know
but
you
it
shouldn't
came
do
down
that,
to it.
Especially when it
But
comes
if
to
you
So
really
like if
care-
you really like this person, like
Yeah.
they have everything else, but they just don't drive.
Unless you really not close to the folks.
Would you rather talk to, like say that if you did talk to the parents, they could talk to her or something, figure something out or even give you more information that you need, or would you just rather just cut your losses?
But also too, that's in a well.
You're cutting.
No, there's so many red flags that I'm like, yeah.
It is red.
One, she doesn't want to listen. She's not taking my advice. Maybe I'm not like. I think he's clearly laid out the message like, hey, this is helpful. This is gonna help us. So I don't know if she just doesn't want to take his advice. So
Nah, man.
There shows there's like a.
You don't love her. That's why.
What?
You don't love
That's what she said. You say you don't love me. You keep asking me. That's
You
why.
don't love
should
her.
be able to-
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's red flags. Like it's like, okay, well, if you're not listening to me, and your parents clearly haven't already told you to do this for your stuff, like why should I go to extra lengths to go ask and tell your parents to be like, hey, maybe you guys should encourage her to like give her a little boost to go get her.
I'm not even.
That would be like the
That's not my
last
place.
resort.
I'm not even saying like.
Okay, that was the last resort.
Yeah, I'm not even
Like-
saying like, oh hey, go tell her, please tell her. Like,
But yeah, you could come up and be like, hey,
I just want to know.
why
Like,
has
But
this-
Carl just wants to do it for fun. Like he's not even gonna
Bro,
say
it's gonna be a point where you're like, damn, like why didn't she get her license? Like you
Yeah.
keep thinking.
because he doesn't want to like break up with her and then not know why because he's just it's
like,
gonna
shit, imagine if it's something worse. And I'm like, damn, now
you're gonna
Now
feel
I'm
bad.
Now I'm actually.
And the next guy she got with, she was a great girl, and he knows why. I don't know why. Like
So you just want to know why.
I mean, to kind of one put me at ease that, bro.
It's not
Your
you.
breakup was
I've been hammering at her like, yo, you need to get your license, right? Because eventually it gets annoying. Like at some point I'm like, oh sweet, like, babe, you should get your license. But now I'm like, bro, you need to get your license, bro. We better move. Like we need to get. Now it's getting annoying. Like I'm becoming the bad guy because I'm on this topic 24/7. She even said it. She said he's always bringing that up, and that's making her upset or something. I don't know. But
They're arguing.
yeah,
What's this guy's name?
They didn't say.
Oh.
We're not gonna
We
say
can give him a
anything.
Shout out to my guy, because you're doing it right, bro. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. You just,
no, I don't think he is too. I just,
you're just in a
find out,
sticky
bro.
situation, bro.
Yeah.
It's up to her to change that situation.
Yeah, man. If you care with the relationship,
I mean, you could go ask the parents, by all means.
it's not even
I
like
don't think that's your position.
you know, it shouldn't be. But also, too, that's in a perfect world. There's a lot of reasons to the parents are like, oh, well, not everyone. I mean, most people are usually cool with their folks. I mean, but they're 23, 24, I guess. I mean, I would think that they're 22. That's kind of young to me, but these days, you know, people, maybe that's just how I am, but they think that's a good age to be on their own, doing their thing. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I would think that you're close enough to the folks, like, to know what's going on. Like, y'all got into an accident, like, that could be like a dinner table talk, bro. Is there damage trauma in a car accident that
Everyone's
nobody's,
different.
I guess.
That was just a theory, though. Like,
That's not for real, but
But think about it. What other trauma could there be for
What
you?
could this girl be dealing with for her to not want to get her license?
You see how we're asking her? That's how I would be as a boyfriend. She would be at work, I get home, I'm like, damn, what could be going
You
on?
would be at work thinking
I would be, I would even be at work. I
that,
would be
he's
like,
gonna think about that.
I gotta drive home and go pick her up.
and I'm tired, I'm falling asleep. Oh.
And he really will fall asleep. So that's not good for him.
But yeah, when I need to switch drivers, bro, and I can't.
We're doing a road trip and she can't drive.
We gotta keep taking more rest. And I'm like, but okay, imagine I'm at work, everybody else at work talking about, oh yeah, man, I gotta get a new car. My girl is getting a new car, or like it's another female talking about, oh yeah, I just got a new car. Or this, well, I'm like, damn, my girl can't drive. And I can't even say that. They're like, oh, what kind of car your girl drive? Oh, some car, you know, like.
Why are you gonna have that conversation at work?
Nah.
With your girlfriend?
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised what people talk about. People just talking about their life, bro. Like, you'd be
I
surprised.
just pick her up.
Yeah, she's a
My
passenger
car?
princess.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
She's a passenger princess.
Yeah, she doesn't have to worry about
Oh,
that.
they'll be like, oh, that's nice, but why don't she drive at all?
Go ask her.
Yeah, you can't even answer. Like, she don't want to drive. They'll look at you funny, like,
Okay.
they're gonna ask the same question. Why? Why doesn't she want? Like, it's the same thing, bro. So we gotta find out. I don't know.
Alright, sit down with your girl.
I can't keep explaining to everybody like my girl don't want to drive. Every time, bro, or like, where you going, bro? I gotta pick up my girl from work. Oh, why don't you just leave her in the car? She can't drive. Why, bro? Stop asking me the same question. Like, I told you this.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to try. Stop asking me.
You start getting mad at people for no reason. Or like now she want to bring something. Oh no, that's a sensitive topic for Carl. Don't bring that up. Like, he gets flashbacks. Like, damn.
Nah. Like when it comes to like, okay, we're moving in together. Like, let's think about future, right? Like,
Yeah,
when we have kids, I can't be the only one driving all the time.
Exactly.
He gotta go to soccer practice, basketball.
Yeah, bro, that's
You're
bro.
telling me I gotta go pick him up
You're
and
gonna
pick
be
him up from
the
work.
soccer dad and the soccer mom.
It's like, nah.
Small pool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But no, that's wild. That was interesting. Well, my guy, hopefully it works out for you, man. I'll find out, man, what's going on.
Hopefully there's some updates.
Yeah, man.
We'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, let us know, man. Hey, what do y'all think? Like, you know, what do y'all think? You know what? Comment on the, either on IG, wherever you're watching this. Let us know what you think, man. What would you do?
TikTok.
Might as well.
My email,
Are you
sugarcoatedpod@gmail.com.
Right. And just tag first episode or just tag your story, you know what I mean?
Also, the first person too, like, should this girl have her stuff together before they got into the
Also, that same
relationship?
topic, yeah. Should someone have their stuff together before they get in a relationship? Let us know what you think, how you feel about that, and should your significant other have, what if you were in that situation, your girl don't want to get her license, and you don't know why, what would you do? Let me know, man.
Let us know.
Yeah, we're gonna put it.
I'm kind of intrigued because, like,
Yeah, I want to know what other
it's
people
also
think.
both. Like,
That's
why are you
true.
stopping us for?
That's true. I want to know what other people think. But all right,
Okay.
yeah.
To wrap us up,
Yeah, so, and what we want to do is always give you guys a little quote to wrap up the episode. So today, Greg, is your day for the quote, man. What you want to share with us today for the quote?
Since it's New Year, it's our first episode. New Year's resolutions. This is the quote for the day. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And I think that's by C.S. Lewis.
I like that. Yeah, you're never too old, man.
Or too young.
Too young, never. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, I think even our uncle recently talks about like watching us trying to do our thing, and he's like, man,
Motivated.
I wish I was that age. I'm like, no, it's not too late, man. You can still do these things. You can still say, go.
There's people out there getting their education, going back to school, starting businesses.
It's never too old. So do your thing, man. That's for y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's. Catch you next time.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for listening to the
And
Sugar Coated Podcast.
Peace.
Out.